All right, so last spring when we were trying to get our students to go through the things we posted in Google Classroom, I know that I found that they were able to skip some of the instructional pieces and they tried to go straight to the practice or the assignment, and a lot of times they were not successful. So I've been trying to search for how I can make that less possible so the students really can't just skip to the end of class, basically. And so one of the things that I started to do was to put all of my assignments on Google Slides. So I have my videos embedded. I've got practice listed and things like that. So hopefully, instead of having a separate file for the video instruction or the slideshow or whatever, and then a Google Doc for an assignment, it's all in one place. So I'm hoping that that's going to help streamline. However, they still, if they get this view, they can still see on the side over here and um, pick and choose where they go. So I'm looking for an alternative. If I've got a slideshow where they don't really need to type anything, maybe they can answer some questions and try to go through some practice, but not necessarily type answers. I'm looking for a forced choice. So a way that there's no way that they can go to slide 6 when I want them to go to slide 3. And I think I finally figured it out. So this is just a template that I downloaded from this fantastic site, Bitmoji Craze for Educators. There are like 34,000 members, and everybody is just super fantastic at sharing. So they post up great information or their whole presentation, their whole slideshow, and they're just offering it to people to take and to modify and things like that. So it's a really cool Facebook group that I have just been devouring. Well, so I found this and I couldn't get a hold of the author, and she didn't really say how she did it, but I was looking and clicking around and I think I figured it out. So if I go to present, typically, if the student does what they're supposed to, they're going to click first and it takes them where they need to go. But you'll notice that in this case, first did nothing in it, and I had to click then. So this was something that was later in the program. Now here, I should click next. I've got a video that I can watch that's embedded. I don't have to look at a link. It's just right here. It's not going to take them to YouTube. It's right in the slide, which is another strategy that I've started to use. But I can click, I don't have to watch the video, but I don't have to click on that next button, and that's what I want to try to avoid. So I'm going to come back to my 13th Amendment page, and next is the only spot that I'm going to want them to be able to click in order for it to move forward. So grab a text box and take it and make it for the whole slide. And then in order to make this something that can go to a link, you have to use the hashtag. So I can't just click in here, it won't do it. But once I get that hashtag, I can click link slides in this presentation. Now you'll notice that this is slide 4. So I'm going to link this to slide, whoops, try that again. I'm going to link this to slide 4. So now, any place within this text box, they're just going to stay on this slide. They're not going to be taken anywhere because the program reads it as go to slide 4. Well, they're already there. But problem is, I need to make this clickable, this one spot. So I'm going to overlap a text box just for this button. Get my hash, I don't want the arrows, I want the hash. Link, again, slides in this presentation, and I'm going to go down to slide 5. When you're at the bottom here, sometimes you have to, I'm going to go to slide 5. Then only that button is going to be able to move forward. So if I come back here, go back to present, I can't click anywhere up here, but I know I'm on then, so I'm going to click then. It takes me here. I can watch my video. It still plays, but then I can't click anywhere around here to move. I have to click the next button to go on to the next slide. So I think if we don't have to have students actually type in the slide, and this is the way the presentation is going to go with checking for understanding and all that types of thing, this method is going to work fantastically. If we're talking about a piece where we might have to have them type in there, let's see where my, just to give you an example of what I've been working on. So for example, my literacy lessons or my social studies lessons have a lot of interactive slides. So for example, here, I want the students to type in this web. Down here, they're going to look at this and they're going to type in these boxes. So I can't do that here because I can't go in present mode. You can't type in present mode. So the students are going to have to go through all of the slides, hopefully in order, because if I want them to type in there, they're going to have this view. But for ones that we don't expect them to type in there, this is a strategy we can use. Another trick that I learned, now that I have you as a captive audience, if I, sorry, looking for my folder, if I create, so I made a getting to know you, I borrowed it. I borrowed it and modified it. A getting to know you inference lesson. And what I learned, so for this part, they are going to need to type in here, but I didn't want them, so when they come down here, they're supposed to look at this picture and they're supposed to decide what do they know about me and what can they infer about me based on the images here. I don't want them to be able to click on all of these things and learn the truth, the information that I'm sharing with them until they've made their inferences. So this part of the lesson, this part of the activity where they can write on, they're going to get this style. But when I come down here, I didn't want them to have advanced information. So after they've made their inferences, then they can click here and it's going to take them to a different place, a different slideshow altogether. And this one is in present mode. It's been published. And so they get this and it's going to take them to wherever they, wherever they click, they'll learn information about me. I don't know why that doesn't go back home. So that they can see if their inferences were correct. And when they think they've learned all that they can, when they click back to activity, it'll take them back to where they were in the original slideshow so that they can continue moving. So again, that's another strategy I just learned how to do yesterday. I was really excited about that option to link two slideshows together if ever there was a need to do that. So just trying to make our world a little easier, even if we're in school. I don't know how much we're going to want to do collecting papers from kids. We may just want to be able to have our own little computer in front of us and not have to touch the things that they've touched. So this is just a couple of strategies to try to lead kids through the lessons as we want them to be to progress. So hope that